I'm John Pettinger, and this is Chamber Connection. Today, my guest is Mike LeMaster. Mike is with Revenue Advisors. He's the president and founder. So, Mike, tell me about yourself. I know we talked a little bit about Denison in Ohio. So
sure.
Maybe we can start there and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, real good. Well, John, first, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
You know, graduated from Denison, degree of economics, and at that time we were in a similar economy, 1980.
Right, that was tough.
But wasn't paying nearly the attention at that young age as we are now, right?
Yeah.
So moved to Houston and got started with a career in sales, and then sales management and sales leadership positions, and then was a corporate trainer for companies like Motorola and others, and then created a virtual, then was involved with an organization where we created virtual training, much like the University of Phoenix has.
Oh, sure, yeah.
We were doing that for companies like Husqvarna and American Eagle Outfitters, to where all their employees were able to, and then started this company. I started my 4th year here in March.
Okay, and this company, the
Revenue Advisors.
Okay, all right, tell me about Revenue Advisors.
Sure.
What do you focus on?
Well, Revenue Advisors is a revenue R&D company, and we work with owners and leaders of small and medium-sized businesses to help them find and innovate to new levels of revenue results beyond what they're accustomed to.
Okay.
And in the midst of the current economy, they're all looking for ways to just stay even, if not continue to incrementally build.
Right. But you're right. If we can hold our own and not go backwards, that's successful. Whereas 2 or 3, 4 years ago, we had this, all of our companies, we wanted to keep growing revenue.
Right, you couldn't help but to grow when everything was going well. As a matter of fact, an economy like this is a bit of a purge. It will purge out people who aren't strong, and I think the gross domestic product in the 4th quarter, if it was annualized, would be a negative 6.2%. Right. So the stream is backing up. It's flowing the opposite direction, so if you're still looking to grow, you have to do things over and beyond.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a small business owner. I have a same-day courier company, and
right.
I say, Mike, how can you help me?
Yeah, and you know what? I think there's a lot more business owners that are open-minded to that discussion today. And one is, you can't assume that they haven't been extremely smart to get where they are, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they do invite some innovation. So we have a proprietary process that allows us to collaborate with you and your other leaders to where we will discover ways to which we can create revenue streams beyond the norm, not just traditional sales, not just traditional marketing, although those are the basic blocking and tackling that has to stay in place.
Sure.
Yeah. But there's self-selection, networking, social media, many other things that can complement and incrementally build your revenue. So we have a discovery session where we innovate, then we have an integration meeting, because you can't just take these ideas and just act on them,
right.
You know, because you've got just so much inertia with your operations already.
Right.
So we have an integration meeting, and then we have an implementation session, and then I actually will work with my clients where I roll my sleeves up and I implement with them. I have 9 clients, so not only do we do the discovery, but we work through the implementation.
Wonderful.
So there's an accountability to that.
Which is incredibly helpful, because I'm sure my experience is you build this great plan and say, there you go.
Yeah, it becomes credenzaware, right? It collects dust and
credenzaware.
Yeah. So we will implement. We are accountable, and we are your outsourced revenue generation expertise that you bring in, fresh thinking, and to just augment.
Something piqued my interest when you said almost a holistic approach. These are my words, but a holistic approach to this sales and marketing, where you talk about other aspects of networking or the social aspect. Tell me more about, because that's unique, I think.
Yeah, it really is. We have a proprietary program called Revenue Hemisphere. Okay. And we do take a holistic way, so that's right out of our marketing materials. Yeah, absolutely. Good. So it's a 360-degree way of looking at it. Now, sales is a sliver of the pie, and so is marketing, traditional sales and traditional marketing. But we do have self-selection, where you have an active PR campaign where people will raise their hand and say, I'd like to be working with your courier organization because I like the way you differentiate from FedEx, UPS, whatever.
Yes.
Okay. But then we have publications and thought leadership types things, networking, formal referral sources, all these things to complement the traditional sales and marketing. We actually have 12 areas that we've identified. Half of them are above the hemisphere, the meridian there,
okay.
and the other ones below it are the ones that you have to roll up your sleeves and do every day. The other one, other people's are doing on your behalf.
Okay. Because I think about, you know, I got in this business because I love picking up and delivering packages. You know, networking and PR and press releases and all that other stuff. You know, I've got to become educated about that. So that's why when you said that, that makes sense to me. And that seems to be what more and more business owners need, that all-encompassing way to market your business.
When you said why you got started, there's a reason why many get started. They're strong technically in one area.
Yes.
Yeah, and our best client is somebody who's strong technically, has great client service, and is the best kept secret.
Yes.
And all we have to do is expand their reach to their target market, and that's all it takes, because once people see them, you know, the proof is in the taste of the pudding once they start talking with them and experiencing their service.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this, I know that I need help. How do I find you, and how do I research a little bit before I say, okay, Mike, come help me, and how do we get started?
Sure. Well, with Revenue Advisors, we have clients that with various success stories, and they're more than willing to talk with you or any business owner that wants to explore us. You can seek us out on the web.
Okay.
We have articles that are published in a myriad of different places, and so you can really see how we think. And we even have a database where we send out articles about once every 4 or 5 weeks on things you can do as an owner to increase revenue.
Yeah.
And so many of my clients that I have with me right now may have received that for 2 years before we even engaged.
Okay, so there is a little bit of an incubation time period.
Well, as a business owner, you know that you have your own ideas and your own way of thinking. You're not going to be influenced easily.
Very much so,
Yeah.
very much so. Well, Mike, trust me, I'm going to be looking into this myself and doing a little research and understanding that, because yes, I'm good at one thing, but I need to start expanding and understanding a lot of these other things to continue to be successful.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate your time today. I wish we had more time to get into this, but we'll direct people to your website so that they can start their own research project.
That's great. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We'll be right back.